So viewers, welcome again to PowerPlus TV. Last time we were talking about having to arise and shine for the sake of our country, having to arise and shine for the sake of the economy of Kenya. And I just want to share a few other strategies that we can use to show that we are stirred up, that we are awake, and that we are ready to take action. The last time I mentioned that we are particularly targeting the under 40, for indeed the future of this country is in your hands. And you got the energy, you're the people that are bringing up children, and so it's important that you embrace this and take it up as your challenge. But the recklessness and carelessness in the country's government has gone beyond limits, and none of us can say presently that the dark cloud is not over, not in our country. I'm specifically referring to the recent increase in the cost of fuel. We know that the government has got a duty to caution us or its citizens against such rises. And it is the government's duty to manage the impact that such rises would cause. Therefore, instead of embracing just the global rise in costs, the government should give us solutions and not celebrate the misfortune that has befallen us. There have been suggestions and proposals given to the government by the citizens and giving different options that the government can adopt. But instead, none has been taken into consideration.
When the average premium, for example, on PMS, on petrol, was around $33 throughout in the OTS, under this arrangement, it was almost $98 premium. So part of the high cost of fuel, actually, is not because of the global prices, but the premium that is being charged under the G2G by these companies that the government decided to contract on credit. I think that's basically what he means, that those figures are in that contract, and you are paying month on month at that $97.50, for example, for petroleum, and 118 almost premium dollars per cubic meter on the diesel and so forth. So if members of parliament were privy to the contract, you see the problem with governments is certain things which are very important are not shared with the public. If MPs had a chance to scrutinize that contract, you would see that this thing is not in favor of this country. What was sold by CS at the time was that this is not about the pricing, it's about bringing the dollar down. And that also didn't work. So our challenge now is not about the global price, it's about the dollar, which is the main reason why our prices are very high, and the premium by this G2G deal. These are the reasons why we're having this crisis, plus the taxes.
Instead of embracing these suggestions, the government has arrogantly refused, becoming even abusive, calling people's complaints as making noise. Indeed, one of the CSS has gone further to refer to people's voices as those people, intentionally causing division amongst Kenyans.
Na watu siku hizi wanaongea mambo ya kuteremsha bei ya gharama ya maisha. Bei ya gharama ya maisha hawezi kuteremshwa kwa maandamano. Sasa naona wengine wanashida kwa Twitter kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Gharama ya maisha sio ni upumbavu. Kushinda kwa Twitter kutoka jioni mpaka asubuhi kutoka mpaka jioni itakusaidia namna gani? Jamani, wale vijana tusiingie kwa hiyo right. Kenya haitaendelea kwa kuweka sufuria kwa kichwa. Sasa ukishinda kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni, bei ya mafuta imeongezeka, si uchipe kisima yako.
It's important to note that the cost of fuel cannot be cautioned selectively, and all Kenyans therefore suffer when the cost of fuel goes up. This is not the first time that such utterances of negligence and arrogance comes out from the CSS, and particularly CS Korea. And this is not the first time that we are facing such situations. Such utterances are to cause division amongst the people, either on tribal lines, or socio-economic class, or on regional basis. The idea is to pit one another, one group against the other, as the government continues in its rogue route and path. And therefore, this is the time to arise and shine. I want to give further suggestions on how to arise and shine. To reduce and boycott the consumption of fuel. That is one strategy that we can develop, and I'm calling on all transport companies to designate a time, maybe even as long as 1 month, that we may boycott the consumption of fuel. When it's come to this situation, then as they say, kama ni mbaya, ni mbaya. Another thing that we can adopt is boycotting the sourcing of outlets that support these policies. Those outlets that brag that they are okay, they are good, they can do whatever they want, they are not suffering, should be boycotted by we the people. For if the youth cannot act, if we the people cannot be together to save this future, then they can start winding up and follow what the president has said. Indeed, they can start setting up and closing themselves in their social classes because they may find that's the only place they can find refuge. They can start by being ready to interact with other regions only for transactional purposes and not any other reason. For as we have said, darkness has covered Kenya. There is now no safe place. There is no region to go to. And so let's call Kuria's bluff. Kuria said that we could dig our own wells for our own oil. And I want to say, we the people are calling that bluff. We are going to dig our own wells. We have discovered where the oil is, and we want to start digging. But first, we want to start clearing the ground and removing those obstacles that may stop us. Woe unto you who will be found standing on the way as we clear the ground. Woe unto you who will be found trying to block us. For we shall definitely apply the 3 principles that our own president has given us. The 3 principles are known to all of us, and that is what we must take. So again, I call on Kenyans, particularly those who are below 45, that this is the opportunity, this is the time, when your own government has called you to action, when your own government has rebuked and called you to take action against their policies. It's no longer a crime, therefore, for us to arise and disobey those policies and take action against those policies. Thank you very much again. I welcome you to subscribe, give your comments, and just to contribute and let this discussion go on as we think of our country.